This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show. This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show.
YouTube, what is up? I'm your homeboy Josh, back at you finally with a review of the Crebox C75. I know it's been a while. I've been really busy. Let's get down to it. Come on in here. Let's take a look at this device. YouTube, today we're taking a look at the C75 by Crebox. Not the sexiest name in the world, not the sexiest looking box either. I don't know about this packaging, guys. I really don't. It's almost old-timey in a way. I'm not a fan of it myself. I think that it doesn't match the device, because when you open it on up, the device is actually really sleek and modern looking, if not a little bit plasticky and very toy-like. I mean, it's almost childlike in a way. It's like this sharp red color with this swooping bit of black covering. It actually looks really modern and really nice, and this box is really dramatic, you know, and the device is really fun and colorful. I don't feel like it mixes well, you know, but anyway, that's packaging. Along with the device, you get a micro USB charging cable and a tiny little manual. The black covering is entirely removable. Here's what the box itself looks like. Just this plain block looking thing with a power button in the middle, which I kind of like. The fire button is in the middle of the device, and you've got the wattage up and down buttons over on the bottom. Kind of a different button layout that I'm used to, but it's actually pretty comfortable to hold and adjust that way. The black rubber piece is easy to take off. It's easy to put on. But I'm not sure you'd ever really want to take this off, this black rubber covering, because it's probably the sexiest feature about this device. What it does is it makes the mod entirely waterproof. The rubber covering has a little flap that goes over the micro USB port and covers up all the crevices of the device, rendering this device entirely waterproof. It's the first device of its kind, as far as I'm aware, that is entirely waterproof. That's pretty cool, especially in terms of the spring and summer months ahead. This can be a really nice device to have around, you know, when you're sitting by the pool, when you're on a little floaty in the pool, or when you're on the beach, or, you know, anywhere you might be where you might want a waterproof device. You know, it might come in handy. It's a great concept. I'm not sure you would ever actually want to use this device in such a manner, but the device is actually so waterproof that, yeah, you can fire it underwater. If you find yourself in a position where you're underwater and you want to fire your mod, you can. Now, I don't know if there's a topper out there that you could pair with this that you would be able to vape underwater. But if someone was so inclined, I suppose that they could hold their mod underwater and take a hit while they're floating. I don't know. But it's a nice feature to have. If you accidentally fire the mod when it's wet, if you're in a rainstorm or whatever, and you happen to get, you know, water on your mod, that can really damage it. This is going to prevent any water damage from occurring with your device. And it's a very smart feature. I like this idea a lot. 5 clicks to turn on, and as it's powering up, the box says Crebox. The display is nice and bright and gives plenty of information. It's almost information overload, but we're going to break it down really quick. Starting at the bottom left, you've got your battery meter, and you've got basically the spanned battery meter, you know, a little battery with, you know, little spaces for how full it is. It also shows it in terms of the voltage of the battery. Really nice. I like both those options there. Next to that, it shows your wattage. The device has power on up from 5 watts to 75 watts in 0.1 watt increments. Next to that, it shows the resistance of the atomizer attached to the device, and you've got the voltage at which you're firing the device as well. And working back the other way across the top, you've got a puff counter at the top. And opposite that, it shows you the mode that you're in. It's got a few different modes that you can put this device in. This is a normal mode. It's just wattage. Wattage up, wattage down. That's all there is to it pretty much. You've also got temperature mode for titanium only titanium. And you've got Fahrenheit and Celsius, two separate modes. And you've got a bypass mode. Bypass mode is basically an unregulated device. You're basically just working off the power of the battery without any sort of protections in place. To get into these modes and adjust them, you hit the power button 3 times and then you use the wattage up, wattage down buttons to change the mode, and then the fire button to select. In temperature mode, it'll go from 200 degrees Fahrenheit on up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit and 100 degrees Celsius on up to 300 degrees Celsius. If there's one negative thing about the Crebox itself, it's that anything you screw down on it is going to have a bit of an overhang, just the way the 510 is designed. It's not even, the thickness of the device or anything like that. It's just the way that the 510 is designed. The 510 is sort of sunken in a bit, and the 510 connector is smaller than 22 millimeters. So it's going to kind of screw down weird. There's going to be like a bit of a gap at the bottom of on everything that you put on here. So, other than that, it's an interesting device. It's fun to use. It's very, very light is what I like the most about it. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the top side. We'll vape on it a bit. We'll talk about it. That was a new BoxMod offering from a company called Crebox, the C75. I kind of wish they'd give it a better name. I kind of wish they'd just name it something and take it off over here. I don't care for the C75 on the side there. I really don't. I also don't really care for the look of the box overall, to be honest with you. It's kind of childlike. It feels like it's a toy almost. It doesn't exude a whole lot of quality, if you ask me. But I can tell you it holds up really well. I've dropped it. I don't like the way that atomizers sit on here. There's a gap on anything you put on this thing. No matter what you do, there's always a gap at the bottom. It kind of drives me a little crazy. What I do like about this device is that A, it's incredibly light. Like, it's ridiculously light. It feels like you're holding styrofoam. It's so ridiculously light. I can't understand why this thing is so light. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's definitely, I don't think it weighs as much as an 18650 battery. I mean, it is light, really light. But what I also like about it is that it's waterproof. I think that's really cool. I wonder why more companies haven't come out with something like this, just like a little plug to plug the micro USB and make sure that the box is otherwise seamless. And, just make sure that they're waterproof. Just a good idea in general. I'm surprised more companies haven't done this yet. I like this idea a lot. It's a good cheap box. The cloudyvapor.com has decided not to carry it anymore. He's actually made an announcement on his Facebook recently that he's only going to sell American-made products. That's it. Just American-made products. This is a Chinese box. So you can't buy this on his site anymore. I'm not sure where you can buy it. I'll link to the cloudyvapor.com because that's who sent it to me. And if I can find it online somewhere, I'll post it where you can purchase it. But it's a cool device to have for someone who's going to be vaping by the pool a lot, or vaping by the beach, or somewhere where moisture can get into your device. I like that concept a lot. I really, really do. And someone that wants something that's really lightweight and feels great in the hand, because this feels fantastic in the hand. It really does. And it's super lightweight. And it's so rare these days that there's a button in the middle. I really like that there's a button in the middle. I mean, it's just nice. One thing about it, it does take a wake-up hit. Whenever the device goes to sleep, when you hit the button the next time, all it does is wake the device up. It doesn't actually provide any power to the atomizer. It just wakes it up. So it's like the first push of the button doesn't do anything, and then after that, it'll hit. But it's a sweet little 75 watt mod is what it is. 75 watts, cheap device, but I mean it holds up. I've been using this device for about 3-4 weeks, something like that. I've had it a bit longer than I probably should have before reviewing it. I've just been crazy busy. If you notice, I haven't uploaded a new video in about a week. Yeah, I've been crazy busy. I very poorly planned my past couple videos. My latest build video and the Goon RDA review. Very poorly planned the timing there, and it set me back a week. And then this week has been nuts. My schedule changed at work, and my mother-in-law was in town, and it's just been a little crazy. But I'm back on schedule now. I'll be coming out with a bunch of new videos this week, and I don't think anything is going to slow me down after this for some time. So you can expect regularly scheduled programming. Well, not necessarily scheduled, but regular programming for me over the coming weeks and months, and hopefully for the foreseeable future it should be pretty regular. Awesome. Every time. I always forget that the first push of the button only wakes up the mod. And it's just something that you have to get used to. I'm still not used to it. I'm used to devices that I pick up, hit the fire button, they fire. It's not a deal breaker. It's not like there's a delay with it. No, it hits pretty instantaneously. It's just that the first hit of the button, all it does is wake up the mod. So you got to remember that. Great little mod. I like it. And everything about it is rubbery. Rubbery, so it feels great in the hand. That's what I like about it. That's what I really like the most. And the extra functionality it offers, I like that a lot. I mean, can't go wrong for what it is. For what it is, it's nice. It hits fine. Might hit a bit warmer, actually, than what I'm used to in terms of accuracy. And the other thing is the battery meter jumps all over the place. The battery meter is kind of weird. This just came out the charger not too long ago, and it read 4.25 volts when it came off the charger. I turned it off. I turned it back on. It read 4.05 volts for the battery. And that was off. It went from 4.25 volts to off, turned it on, a couple hours later, 4.05 volts, and now it's reading 4.1 volts, 4.10. Go figure. I don't know. So I don't know about the battery meter on it. It's a little odd, but everything else is straight. I hate the puff counter. Why is there a puff counter? Why is there ever a puff counter? Other than that, I can live with it. Anyway, YouTube, that is the C75 by Crebox. Till next time, I'm your homeboy Josh. Vape on, vapors. Oh well.